Yeah, that's fine, Salima. Okay. So who would like to share theirs? What's a good piece of advice that you've been given? It could be from a book, it could be from a person. I'll go first. I guess my my dad, I feel like always gives me some good advice. And he he told me it's kind of like simple, but he's always telling me to like make sure I'm focusing on myself um before anybody else. And like I used to just kind of drown it out because I'm like, all right, whatever, dad. But it's gotten more and more true as I get older. That to make sure I'm not rushing to like consider other people's needs over mine. So like focusing on myself before, sharing with other people. And that was for from my dad. Thank you, Jess. All right, who wants to go next? Hi, Amir. Good morning. We're just doing our community meeting question. What was the best piece of advice you've been given and who was it from? Rashawn, what about you? Or if you can't think of one, what is like a quote that you kind of live by? And you could think a little bit.
I can share while people get some ideas together.
Okay.
Um, but one thing that my mom actually recently told me that really just stuck with me, she's always talked about being intentional in our lives, like doing everything you do, maybe not everything you do, but that the things that you do in your life should have purpose. Um, and one thing she told me recently was to think of like the end goal, like what is it in life that I want, and then to work backwards from there. So like what is it that I want, and then what steps do I have to take? What intentional moves can I make to make that picture?
Mm,
So that was helpful for me.
that's really good. Yeah, it's helpful to know the why, right? Like the why you're doing something. Um, I like that. We got a few in the chat. Rashawn says, I've got a lot of advice from my mom. Probably the best advice I've gotten from my mom is let it go. Oh, that's such a hard one to do. And yet, so simple. Salima says, when someone offers to save you, make it a mission to save yourself. Perfect. I agree. Um, thank you for sharing these ones. Amir and Nishay, we're just waiting for you guys. Nishay, what about you? What is a quote that you like or some advice that you've been given that you follow? Or like maybe what's just like a message that resonates with you this morning? Sometimes like we repeat to ourselves, like, I don't know if you guys do this, but a certain phrase like for the day. Um, I guess I guess don't judge a book by its cover, old John. Amir, that's definitely old, but it's good. Don't judge a book by its cover. I mean, yeah. I think that people judge way too I just get up. I just go up.
I think she means got up. Like, woke
Oh,
up.
got up. I'm like, I just got up. Okay.
Yeah, I like what you were saying before about like little sayings because I feel like everybody's got a mantra, right? Like when you're frustrated and it's like, what are you saying to yourself in those moments to help you get through it? Like I say to myself sometimes, like when I'm frustrated that something's not moving quickly enough, I'll be like, okay, it's a work in progress. And that's something that helps me. So I bet without even realizing that a lot of people in here have that too.
Mm, you're right. I always say, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. Like I'll just be in my head like if things are going crazy and I can't see what the end is, I'll just be like, all right, like it's gonna work out. Like if it doesn't, like it can't not, I guess. um so we all have these mantras as Jess said, like I like that word, um that we repeat to ourselves and they help us in a way. um yeah. So thank you guys for sharing all of those little like inspirational quotes that you live by to start the day. Um, okay, so we're gonna transfer. Does anybody else have anything they want to share? Going off of the mantras or like anything that you're feeling today. How are we feeling today? I will go in the chat. I am extremely tired. Um, I went to um, one of the protests and demonstrations last night, for um, the decision around Breonna Taylor's killers, and I didn't know where we were walking, and I think it just went very, very long. So I had a very long night. Um, and I'm seeing some other people are tired.
How was that, Miss Christina? Was there a lot of people
Um,
there?
there were about 2,500 people.
Wow.
2,500 to 3,000. I am in New York right now.
Okay.
So, um, it was a huge amount of people. And they're doing it in every city. And, it was like very charged, I would say, like emotionally charged. But sometimes I wonder, like, these things are really important, like they're really unjust. But I do wonder, like, where all of this outcry is for more everyday things, um, like people who don't make the news. Sometimes I wonder, like, who is really, fighting back for them in a way. So that was something that was going through my mind too.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know if you guys ever wonder that, like, who decides, like, who gets all this, like, anger and protesting and like fighting for their justice. Um, it's yeah.
Like well, that's awesome that you went there. I was walking around the city here in Philly last night, and there was just like an increased police presence, and I was wondering if it had to do. It was earlier though; it wasn't that late, so I was wondering if they were preparing for big crowds to come out there.
Mm, probably. I know, like, every city had something, or will continue to have something. Um, and yeah. What do you guys, I mean, do you guys do you guys have any thoughts on the recent like protesting that has been going on? Have you been involved? Have you just like kind of steered clear? Um, what do you guys think? And if nothing, we can move on. Okay. I don't see anything in the chat, so we will move forward. I saw some other tired, so let's we'll make sure that today we are trying to be kind of like engaged in what we're doing, so that sometimes that helps if you're tired. Somebody just came in. Hi, Anisha. Good morning. How are you? All right, so let's kind of pivot a little bit. So just some announcements, really quick. Announcements 11:30 tomorrow. If you guys could write this down somewhere. At 11:30, we're having an all-school assembly. So it will be a Zoom with everybody from the school. You will get awards from teachers and awards for your grades. So if you got a passing on any of your grades for progress reports, you will get a $5 gift card for every subject you pass for Amazon. So how many of you, and this is important that you respond to this, how many of you received your progress reports in your email? They should have been sent out by your mentor. So type in the chat if you have received your progress report. Okay, Anisha did, Salima did, Nishay, perfect. Rashawn, Amir, who else? Rashawn, Amir, okay. So Rashawn and Amir need theirs. Okay, let me just write your names down. Just to make sure that I text your mentor to send them. Or actually, you know what? I think I can send them because I made them. Give me 1 minute, okay? So basically, Jess, can you just look at the chat for
all the no's.
yeah, so like how do people like know how to read it? Were there any questions about your grades?
Not seeing much chatter in the chat.
Okay. If you guys could just hold on for like 1 second, I'm just gonna send Rashawn and Amir their progress report. Here's Amir. How do I send this to you? Share. Cool. Amir, can you see it? Can I just show you here? And I think Miss Hicks needs to put her grade in. And then Rashawn. Okay, you know what? I'll just send these after class because it's not like letting me send, but I wrote your names down, so I will send them to you after class. Hi, Ashley. Good morning. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're having that assembly tomorrow. Please come because a lot of you did get awards. A lot of you got like the $5 gift card or whatever. So look for the Zoom link later in the day. I'm gonna mute whoever. I'm muting you, Vishal, sorry, because there's some feedback. And just to let you know, it's $5 for each class you're passing. So like if you're passing all your classes, that would be $25 on a gift card, which is pretty good for every single progress report that comes out. And we have another one coming out in 2 weeks. So whatever you get before then will be on your 2-week progress report. Okay. So are there any questions about Friday, which is tomorrow, 11:30? Any questions about that?
Lena asked in the chat about class tomorrow in addition to.
Oh, if you have an 11:30 class, then you don't have it. You just go to the assembly.
But you do go to class before.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have class before. Hi, Taisim.
Hey.
You have class before the assembly until 11:30. Any other questions? Taisim, you just came in on, we're having an assembly, all school assembly tomorrow at 11:30. We're going to be giving out awards from teachers. And teachers basically like choose students who are showing like, even though they might not be passing everything, they come every day and like they have good work ethic, or like they just talk a lot in class, or whoever teachers want to give their awards to. So even if you're not passing, you might get a teacher an award. Also, they're giving out STAR test awards. So if you finished both of your STAR tests, you get an award also. Mm-hmm. So it's worth coming because you might get an award and you might not like even know about it. I'm going to mute everybody though, because I don't want feedback. Okay, Anisha. Hi, Naima. Nice to see you. Okay.
I'm just starting this class today. I'm really just figuring out how to use it all. So.
Okay. Well, we're all still figuring it out, I think. Well, I'm glad you're here today. Naima, were you able to get on to Summit?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that's good. That's a good thing. Okay. So we're going to get into our checkpoint 2 that we were starting last class. We read the Giving poem. Does everybody have that on check? Let's go to checkpoint 2. So before we kind of go there, I want to give you an overview of what we're doing today. So we're going to be doing some paragraph writing, because I noticed in checkpoint 1, when you guys did like that song lyric paragraph, they were pretty good, but they were missing some of the parts of a paragraph. So I just wanted to make sure we know like how we're writing a paragraph. So our question is going to be, what is the message of this poem, and what devices give the poem meaning? And the poem we were reading was the one about giving. So let's make sure we all have that poem on checkpoint 2. So let's go to Summit. Can everybody open up a window with Summit? And I'm going to just take some attendance for people who came in. Anybody else here? Okay. Everyone go to Summit. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, so go to year, right? Go to Summit, then go to year. It says year on yours. Go to Poetry Everywhere. And then checkpoint 2. Okay, so last class we erased all of this. Remember we copied and pasted that poem. And I'll show you what it is. This one. Who's on this poem? Oh, Dequaya, okay. Who did not get this poem from last class? Can you type in the chat right now? Because I shared it with a bunch of people in the email. Who did not get the poem from last class? Oh, I think I could see that, but that's for the other class. I know Naima, you didn't because you're new. Type in the chat if you need. I'm just going to share it with everyone. But I think some people got this already.
Miss Christina, it looks like there's issues finding chapter 2 on Summit.
Okay. So, oh, Naima, did you just join Summit like yesterday or a few days ago? I have to assign it to you. That's why.
I started on Tuesday, I believe.
Right. So then just, you're going to press refresh and then the checkpoint 2 should come up.
Okay.
Okay. So I just shared this poem with you guys on your emails. So if you remember last class, I was having like a moment where I couldn't get this on checkpoint 2. So what I told everybody was to erase, go to checkpoint 2 on Summit and erase all of this. So you just highlight it and press backspace.
Can't see my checkpoint 2.
Do you see it now? I just assigned it like, yes, Amir, I'm talking about checkpoint 2. It should say word choice annotation. So what you're going to do is copy and paste this whole thing into checkpoint 2. And type in the chat if you did this already last class.
You go to year. Do I supposed to go to year?
Year, yep, year. I'm just viewing your, like, for example, Amir, I'm going to view yours for a second. Go to year, then English 3, poetry everywhere, right? Word choice annotations, open up this thing. Now, when I go to Amir's, he has like the original checkpoint. And if he scrolls down, he has the poem now. So I'm gonna erase all of this. You can literally just do this and erase it. Press backspace. And then look,
Funny
he has,
DJ Curry.
what?
Mine don't say poetry everywhere. I went to checkpoints. I still can't see it.
Can you guys write done in the chat when you have finished
Oh,
copying and
look.
pasting it?
I'm gonna show you my drawing. Very cool.
Scroll all the way to the top. The first few, the first classes. Yep, English 3. Yep, I see it right there. Underneath creative writing. Okay, click 2.
Sorry.
And Rashawn, you never press request feedback on checkpoint 1.
Mm.
If you did
Yeah.
it, click on that. Yep. If you did it, which I'm pretty sure you did, scroll down.
I didn't do this. Okay.
Scroll
Yes, I
down.
did.
Then press request feedback at the top. Okay. Just so I
I
have it.
didn't do it. Can I do these super fast?
It's
'Cause
okay. It's okay if you didn't
remember-
finish it.
No, I was going to finish, but I forgot I had to go to my other class. Not
It's
supposed to have
okay.
came
It's
back.
better to turn it in like if you have most of it done and you need some stuff done. Just press request feedback so I have it.
Okay.
And just for some new people too, just to with checkpoints, when you are done with everything, make sure you're pressing request feedback at the top. This is how I get your work. And if you don't press it, it won't turn your work into me. So you could do all of it and then it might say like on your progress report, you might get like, oh, needs improvement or something because your teacher never got your work. So just make sure you're clicking on this. All right, so is everybody copied and pasted into checkpoint 2?
I text you the private chat.
Who's that, Ashley? Hi, Malika. Hi, Olivia. Olivia, I'm on here but can't log into Summit. Liv, you need to log into Summit on a separate device because I think it's your first time logging in. So you need to find either a laptop or a phone to log in on and enter one enrollment code. Liv, I'm gonna send you the poem though, and Malika, so that you don't have to log into Summit. This will go into your Yes Philly email. And we did this last class. Remember we put comments and annotations on it and we were talking about giving. So I kind of just wanted to make sure we have all of these notes up. Does anybody like would it be helpful to just go over this one more time, to like read it once and just chat about it? Okay. Yeah, because I think some people it might be just helpful to do that. So I'm just going to ask that everybody make sure that they have this poem copied and pasted into their checkpoint 2. Do that right now. I know Amir has it. I think Rashawn has it. I'll give you like 2 minutes to do that. And you should just copy and paste the poem into your checkpoint too.
What's the deal?
Tyseem, so I
Yes.
just put what you have to do. Go into your Yes Philly Gmail and do what's in the chat.
Nigga, I ain't bothering you.
And this is what we did last time. So I have a copy of all of the notes that we took and what we discussed last time. Do you guys remember this? Type in the chat if you remember it. I'm just going to view it as another person. I want to just see if people have this copied and pasted. Cool. So Salima, I see you have it copied, pasted. Ashley, you have it highlighted, but not the comments. So we're going to add some comments too.
What am I supposed to be doing?
So Naima, read the chat.
Mm-hmm. I know it's about copy and pasting, but I'm still a little bit confused.
Okay, so then go to Summit Learning,
Mm-hmm.
and copy and paste that poem into where it says go to year, English 3.
Which poem am I copying and pasting?
I just sent it to you in the in your email.
Okay.
So go to your Yes Philly Gmail. It's called When Giving Is All We Have.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Now, on your, so I'm gonna like think that everybody has this at least on their Summit right now, because that's what I saw. On Summit, it does not have this insert comment button. Like on mine, I can do insert comment, right? On Summit, it says, if you go into your checkpoint, it says at the top, can someone tell me what it says at the top, like on the toolbar? It says something about, it says comment, add comment or something. What's the exact word it says at the top? To comment. Is anybody on? Can you tell me from checkpoint 2, like what it says at the top? So that I could tell everybody like what to click to add comment.
Come on, who's at the checkpoint? I wish I had some it. I'm sorry.
Where it says text highlight. Yeah. Like in that toolbox. Does it say anything about add comment or like insert?
Just say comment.
Yeah, it says comment. Okay, thank you. That's just what I needed to know, like what it actually says. So on your summit, it doesn't say insert, it just says like comment. So that's how you're gonna do your annotations or your notes on the side. So whenever we're talking about something or you have it highlighted, you're gonna highlight the phrase and then click comment. And it should let you type a note. Okay, so I'll put that in the chat.
You know, I finished the first. I was finished the work that still want to finish. But you told me not to do it now, but I did it. I did it though because I needed to get it done.
Okay, I'm glad you did it. All right, can you go down to checkpoint 2 and make sure you have like that poem in there? Make sure when we're going to be commenting, just make sure to have the words highlighted.
Mm.
Yeah, that one. Good job. Yep, that's it. So you highlighted the words, but you didn't do the comment part. So today we're going to do some comments as we're talking about this. And let me give it back to you, Rashawn, because I think you submitted it to me.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Right, but do you see how like you highlighted stuff, but there wasn't comments?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
So that's what we're gonna do, some of it today.
You submit that back to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get into it. See, so like if you look at this, Rashawn was listening and like as we were doing everything, but he needs to still add his whole comments. So I'm gonna give you this and then send it back. Okay. So let us read the poem. Does anybody want to read the poem once through other than me talking? Because I feel like I'm just talking the whole time. Who wants to read the poem once through? Someone brave. Jess, you want to do it?
I can do it, but I don't have it. So if you send it to me, I'm happy to.
Is it J Brown 1?
No, it's Jessica Brown at Yes Philly. Apparently, there's a student who's been getting my emails.
Well, because usually we do, Gary made your email. Usually we do like J Brown 1.
Yeah, like for if it's a repeat user.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is called When Giving is All We Have. One river gives its journey to the next. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond and wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too. But we read this book anyway, over and again. Giving is, first and every time, hand to hand, mine to yours, yours to mine. You gave me blue and I gave you yellow. Together we are simple green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together we made something greater from the difference.
Thank you.
Nice.
Cool. So I think last class we talked about like giving and receiving. But I wanted to also talk about like our the poetic devices that we've talked about. So for example, I know a lot of you had this highlighted, right? We give because, we give because, we give because, and then we have been, we have been. So in the first, can everybody go to the first stanza and just make sure you have these things highlighted, this instance of repetition. So in your summit, whenever in summit right now, you can highlight this and press comment at the top. There should be something that says comment. And a little box will pop up like this, and you could type in it repetition. So why would the poet repeat like we give because, we give because, we give because, and we have been, we have been? Do we have to have a reason for giving? Is there a reason why we like give people things? To get the point across, right? Thank you, Salima. Sorry, I can't see the chat. I'm gonna like go like this.
I can kind of monitor if you'd like.
Okay, I'm gonna try. You can definitely monitor. I'm gonna try to make the screen like this.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, then that would be great. Thank you for reading too, Jess. Cool. So repetition to get the point across, right? To like emphasize. Thank you, Salima. Now, you guys on your checkpoint, as we're talking as a class, you should be writing these notes down. So like your checkpoint is going to be graded by like what notes you're taking and then the 2 questions at the end. So on my checkpoint 2, what am I missing? Rashawn, the comments. So see how I'm commenting here? Like I'm typing repetition and Salima said this, so I put it here. Everyone should have these comments on the side. And I'm depending on you guys to help me with like, it's not gonna be me telling you the meaning of the poem. You're gonna help me with talking about it. All right, so Salima had a really good point. Get the point across. What is the point? Like we give because, we give because, we give because, we have been better for it. And I think the question before I had was, do we have to have a reason for giving? What do you guys think? Sometimes, yeah, I guess sometimes like we have, like this person had a whole, like somebody gave to him, so he gives back. Nobody gave to him, so he gives. Giving changed him. Giving could have changed him. So sometimes we have reasons. Sometimes we could give just because.
Kind of like this, like right on the side of it. I'm going right.
Can you move your camera a little bit? So Rashawn, hold
You see?
your camera, hold your thing. Go to insert at the top. Or no, you know what? Highlight. I'm getting motion sickness. Highlight and then press comment at the top. You see it says comment? Look underneath your name.
Oh, I see it.
Okay, when you press that, a box will pop up. You can type in it. So sometimes we have to have reasons for giving. Sometimes not. I'll leave this up. And if you see the repetition, it's like two things. He says we give because, and then we have been. Someone in the last class had said that if you look at like we give because, it's a more like, it's like present tense, like they're giving, he's still giving, right? We give because this, we give because this. But the second part is we have been. So like it's more past tense, or like it's more what happened because of the giving, like a consequence a little bit. And was this author, was he hurt by giving, or he was blessed by giving? What does he say in these two lines? What were the consequences for him of like giving too much to people? You guys can type in the chat, or you can you could say out loud, and I'm gonna put your initials on the comments so that I know who participated.
I gotta do all of them or just the ones that's highlighted?
You're doing the ones that we're doing, Rashawn. So whatever comments we do, you do on your copy.
Okay.
So the question was, has he been hurt by giving or blessed by it, or both?
It almost reminds me of what you said about the best advice you've been given, Miss Christina. Just,
Oh, how does it connect?
are you asking me that, or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just because I think that my interpretation is that he's saying it's both helped him and hurt him, but I'm wondering if maybe giving too much to people has resulted in him not giving enough to himself.
Oh, I like that. And I think Ashley and I said similar to you, Jess. Basically, he gave until he couldn't anymore. So when it says we have been, that's like what giving did to him almost. Like he gave until he couldn't anymore and maybe wasn't focused on himself. How many of you guys do that? Like whether it's with a crush, whether it's with a friend, a family member, is anybody like an over giver? I know you guys, sometimes you don't admit to it. Rashawn is, and Ashlyn is. It's hard. Maybe he wasn't focused on himself and gave too much. So I'm gonna put A, said that, Ashlyn A. You don't have to put the initials, guys, sorry. And this was Jess. I just give out, Rashawn. Oh my God. So I will say with money, this is something I think where people really get messed up is with money. Rashawn, I agree with you. Why did you give it out? Do you mind if I ask you that? Like what were you feeling something? maybe you don't want to answer that one. $250 is not,
That's a
that's
nice
not
answer.
nails. What is that? That's nails, dinner, outfit. All right, Rashawn. Well, that's very nice of you. I wish somebody gave me $250 to go get my nails done. All right. Well, I hope that will come back to you, Rashawn, even though you don't have it right now. I hope it will come back to you. Someone in the other class said they were saying that giving is like karma, right? Like they thought that if you give, you'll always get something back. It might not be right away, but you'll always get something back. I let someone borrow 140 and never got it back. Wow. How many of you guys have lost money in here like that? Like you gave it and then you never got it back? Anisha, I have. Me. And good luck trying to get that money back. Malika lost count of the amount of times that's happened. Oh, so Rashawn's girlfriend gave him $2,500 a month ago. So this cycle of it's going to come back makes sense. Yeah, I try now that I'm older. This is like my biggest lesson I've learned is to try to not give people that sometimes I give it to people who might not ever pay it back and I'm expecting it back. So I only give if I think I know like what's going on and like, I don't know. Yeah. Malika said she wasn't really expecting anything in return. Okay.
I think there's some like, not that you should always give with the expectation of getting something back, because I think that's one of the beauties in giving is that it feels good to just give sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when it comes to money and these types of situations we're talking about, like you said, Miss Christina, like you learn to be smart about where you're giving, because the hope is that it is like karma and that you're giving to people who also want to give to you in some way, whether it be monetarily or just in some other great way. So I think there's also
They don't want
this
of right?
Right. There's a component of really thinking about it and being thoughtful about who you give to.
I like that point that Malika gave. If it's business, it's business, right? So if you're expecting a transaction and transactions are like more business related, like you're not just going to give out money like and be like, yeah, it's fine if you don't pay me back. If it's for a house, for a car, and like you don't super know the person or like it's your client or something, you need to get that back because it's business. So there are different types of giving. All right, so let's move on a little bit. You guys that was a great conversation. Thank you. Let's look at this second stanza. So remember, we talked about this for new people. I'm just going to put this down, but stanzas are like paragraphs in poems. So whenever you see a separation, like a big chunk, that's a stanza. So this is the first stanza and we could label them. Can you do it on your copy? You could put like one here. If we were in school, we would usually like circle them. But we're not, so I'm just going to do this. Just number the stanzas. There's 3 stanzas, not very many numbers. Okay, so last time we highlighted giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big though small, diamond in wood nails. So those 2 lines, I want someone to pick what device is being used. Giving has many faces. It is loud and quiet, big, those small. Which one of these that we talked about is that using? If giving has faces. Choose from one of these 9. I know it's not repetition. Thank you, Salima. So Salima said personification. Awesome. I'm going to highlight that. Remember, personification is giving human qualities to non-human objects, right? And not only the faces, but loud and quiet, right? People can be loud and quiet. People can be big and small. So we're going to go add your comment, right? You could highlight giving has many faces, comment, personification. What does it mean that giving has many faces? Rashawn, what does that mean? Giving has many faces. Okay. When something has like a lot of faces, if some person that it's different perks. Oh, it has different perks in giving. There's pros and cons. Okay. Thank you, Ashley. So maybe like it has different, there are different types of giving too, right? Different types of giving. Pros and cons. I like that. And it even says like, right? It even says loud and quiet, big and small. What's an example of loud giving? Loud or quiet giving? Has anybody ever gotten like a loud gift? Sharing on social media is loud. Thank you. Thank you, Jess. Right? It's kind of like in your face. What's a quiet gift? I'm thinking of if somebody leaves you a note, right? Has anybody ever left you a note like in the morning or something, like a little surprise? That's kind of like a quiet, you're not expecting it. Having dinner is a quiet gift. Nice. These are like things that they're not in your face, but it's like just nice, right? And getting engaged is a loud gift. It definitely is. Like, do you mean what people, like the announcements, the pictures, the whole proposal? Getting engaged is very loud. I agree, Ashley. Do you guys see like pictures of people on your social media that like get engaged and they like flash the ring or like whatever they do? Yeah. I know mine, like lately I'm always seeing people getting engaged. Like on my social media. I guess quarantine, like people are just like getting engaged. I don't know. Rishan says, hopefully I get married. Hopefully. If you want to get married, it'll come to you. I think that's a good goal, Rishan. You can totally get married. Also, is that Fabian? Hi, Fabe. I didn't say hi to you before. I didn't see you come in. Okay, really quick, this image, this diamond in wood nails, that is a really cool image, I thought, because I am a nerd. Um, and it's an example of, you guys could write this in your comments. When we get an image in our mind, it's called imagery. When we could see something or smell something or hear it or taste it. So imagine like a wood nail, like just a nail, right? And there's a diamond inside of it. Why would giving be like, what is that kind of like a diamond inside of a wood nail? What does that kind of mean, I guess? Can you see the diamond? Well, to me, it means like it's hidden inside, right? It's hidden inside of something that looks probably ugly, right? A nail is kind of gross with like wood. It doesn't look like much. But if a diamond's inside of it, it's really worth a lot. So this idea of like maybe giving is really valuable, but we can't always see it. And then I'm putting my initials. Are you guys doing okay with these comments, by the way? Like, are you putting them on your copy? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, I'm guessing since I'm not hearing from people that it's going great. But remember, I'm just giving you a warning that checkpoint 2, part of your grade is having these comments on the side because it shows us that you're paying attention in class and it's a form of note taking. I'm trying to keep up. Okay, Malika. Well, I'll leave this up for like a minute. These are the ones that we've taken so far. I am, but I don't see your annotations. Anisha, do you see this sheet that's on my screen? Those are the ones that we came up with together. And I have to put Salima's. My screen isn't shared.
The whole time we couldn't see your screen.
Wait, what?
Your screen isn't shared, but if you've been on the Google Doc, you can see like what you've been highlighting and everything.
Wait, are you serious that my screen has not been shared this whole time?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was supposed to be.
Oh my God. No, it's not against you. It's not anything. I'm just like, what?
I feel bad if I
Oh,
thought
no,
that you
no,
were just
yes,
having us
it's not.
follow along the Google Doc. I would have said something. I apologize.
It's not your fault at all. That's why I'm like, what the heck? So the whole time, guys, I am so sorry. I've been like doing it so that you could do it along with me on your summit. I can't with this computer. So how about this? Because that really wasn't fair. I will leave these up for a second. I'll make it full screen. You can make sure you have all the comments of things that we said. And I need to add Salima's initials to one of them. You know, I feel like I'm pretty tech savvy, but This online learning is just craziness. All right, so just make sure you have like the highlighting and then the comment. And you don't have to, like, if you have a better comment to say, go ahead and say it. And you'll see where the comment is because it looks a little bit different, right? It has like this little orange shade on it. Jess, can I ask you if there's anything in the chat right now?
Just we've got some negative commentary about the school being virtual, but that's about it.
Okay. I feel your pain,
I
guys.
hear you,
I really do. I do feel your pain.
Yeah, it's real.
All right, keep it up for another second or so. Do people need more time with this? Okay. We're gonna keep going because we're almost kind of done pointing out all the devices. I'm gonna add another comment. So the author is saying, Giving's story is old. The plot is worn and the pages too, but we read this book anyway over and again. So he's comparing giving to what? What thing? In these two lines. What thing is he, or what object is he comparing giving to? Hi, Janae. That's so negative. That's who gave the negative comment? And it's the first time I even see her, really. I see you, Janae. Not gonna forget about that. No, I know, it's frustrating. Wait, what is he comparing giving to? Let's pull it out. I know it's the end. Let's just do it. In these two lines, its story is old. We read this book anyway, over and again. Comparing giving to a yes, thank you, Salima. A book, right? It's a book that we read over and over. It's from the beginning of time, right? People gave to each other, people shared. When we look at the cavemen, like the first humans, they were known to give little gifts or share with each other, share food with each other, share resources with each other. So thank you, Salima. This is a metaphor or a comparison, comparing giving to an old book because it's been done for a while. It's kind of like the basis of what it means to be human, right? Like to share with people or to be in community. All right, you guys are doing great. We are almost done. We have like 5 more minutes left. Make sure you have these here. we'll get to the third stanza like right at the end. I wanted to look at this line. You gave me blue and I gave you yellow. Together we are a simple green. This is another example of, what do we think this is? You gave me yellow, I gave you blue. Together we were a simple green. Is it 1, 6, or 8? Type in the chat. Is it this one, or this one? Type number, 1, 6, or 8. Thank you, Salima. 8. Rashawn says 6. I guess it could be, I would say it could be either 1 or 8. Because Rashawn, 6 is like, it would be like you are, like, there was a yellow face on the giving or something. I don't know. Like there was the, like, it would be more person quality. So it's either an image, right? Something we could see, or it could be like, I gave you yellow, like figure of speech. Good try though. So we're gonna go into comments. This is an image, right? So we're gonna say imagery. And what is this image saying? Like you have blue, other person has yellow, you put it together and you make what? Do we think green is better than blue or yellow? No, right? Like some people love green and they don't, like, that's their favorite color. So it's not necessarily better than, it's something new. Just like Jess said, thank you, something new. Imagery, so Salima told us it was imagery. Making something new together. From when you give, you make a new thing. Who you are individually. Hello, did someone just come in? Hi, Emmanuel. It's okay. Nice to see you. Okay. So, and yeah, it kind of says it in that last line. Together we made something greater from the difference, right? The difference of two people who are different coming together. So, we are going to end on this because you should have all of these comments now on checkpoint 2. Or maybe not word for word, but at least what device it is and what it means. At the bottom, oh, this was somebody put that in there. At the bottom, there are 2 questions. Those questions are due to me in full sentences by, today's Thursday, by next Monday, before next Monday. So it says, what's your favorite line from this poem? Write it here with quotations and explain why it's your favorite, right? And what is the message of this poem? So those 2 questions are ones that you're going to do on your own before Monday. Are there any questions about what is due before Monday?
Can you say the 2 questions again? Oh, they right here.
Do you?
I had copied and pasted and everything didn't go through.
Okay, I'll put the questions in the chat. And everybody copy and paste these questions into their checkpoint. And I'm going to share this with people who just walked in. So Janae, Fabian, some of your checkpoints are missing. And that goes for everybody. If you're coming to class every day, remember it's 40% of your grade. So if your checkpoints are still missing, that's a whole other 60% that like does not get graded. So make sure you're coming and you're doing the checkpoints, because I don't want you guys to fail because you're coming but not like on Summit. I just emailed it to people also. All right, so I put the 2 questions in the chat, copy and paste it into your checkpoint. So right here, right at the bottom. And this was Deja's. Good. See, she has like the comments. She's in the other class. So that's what I expect to see on yours, that you have these comments on the side. All right, so what do we think of, did we like this poem? Was it like, did it have an okay message? I liked it.
I liked it.
Yeah. I thought it was like a cool, had some cool views on giving and like sharing with people. All right, well, if you have shared today, thank you so much for all of your knowledge. If you have not shared, I hope next class you share, because we want to hear from you. And yeah, so go to your next period and I will see you on Monday. Oh, and
I just requested.
assembly on Friday. Tomorrow at 11:30, there's an assembly, an all school assembly.
You ever miss?
No, I didn't.
Just requested to you. I was
Okay.
letting you know.
All right.
Thank you, Christina. Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone.
no problem. Thank you, Jess, and thank you, everyone. I'm gonna send Amir his progress report, and who needs their progress report? And don't say me unless you checked your email inbox. So I have Malika, Amir, and Rashawn.
Yeah.
All right, everybody else got it, I'm guessing. So we're gonna go, Emmanuel needs his. All right, give me a minute, give me like 10 minutes after class and I will send them after I log out, okay? All right, bye guys. Have a great day. And